Hi, I'm Ms. Virial. I'm going to be teaching the Human Body Systems. It is a Project Lead the Way based class. And let's see, first a little bit about me. I've been teaching for 8 years. It's going into my 9th year teaching. I've been with Pflugerville the entire time. I have been at Weiss since it opened, and I taught at Pflugerville High School before then. I am a respiratory therapist by trade. Mostly I did pediatrics, so you'll hear a lot about pediatrics that I've worked with. I did some adults, but not too much, mostly pediatrics, and a lot of NICU babies also. So you'll hear lots of references to respiratory diseases and things like that, which of course is pretty apropos with what's the respiratory disease that's out there. A lot more people have heard about respiratory therapists than they ever thought they would in the last few months. So Human Body Systems is a class that's the second class in the biomedical science series of Project Lead the Way. So you should, most people in this class I probably had last year. Yay, glad to have you back. And so Human Body Systems goes through the different systems of the body, but it doesn't go through in necessarily a systematic, like each different body system. It kind of links them all together. It does it really in an interesting way. First, we look at identity, and we look at different ways that humans can be identified. We look at their different body structures and how each one is different and what makes us different. Then we go through actually the tissues and the molecular ways that we're different, and we'll do some DNA testing because everybody's DNA is so different, so we can tell people about who they are just by their DNA. And we'll do a little bit of forensic anthropology. I can get it right. And so we'll be looking at some different things like that. We actually kind of try and figure out who some skeletons are that they find in the park. And then the next unit that we'll go on to is communication. So how does the body communicate? We look at the brain, we looked at electrical communication, but also different chemical communications like hormones and things like that. And then how does it communicate with the outside world? We look at the hearing we look at the eyes. Hearing is next one, next class. We look at the eyes really in depth. We do lots of different tests with eyes, which is really good because going virtually, there's lots of things that we can do virtually to even set up little labs at home with that. So that's really, really good. The next thing is power. So how is the body powered? We talk about, again, different molecules and chemicals that power the body. We look at oxygen and how it helps power the body. We look at water, the different parts of where water is absorbed and why we need it. Same with oxygen, how it's absorbed. So of course we're looking at all the respiratory system, but then how does it get around to the whole body, which hopefully you'll remember it gets through through pumping through the blood. So lots of different things to look at with just those. And then another unit that we'll look at is movement. How does the body move? So the muscles, the skeletons, and then movement through the body, like how we move different chemicals through the body, again, through the heart and different things like that. And then how is the electrical system moved through the heart, through the body, sorry. So we look at movement. And then the last unit that we look at is protection. How is the body protected? Through the skin, the bones, the lymphatic system, the immune system. So we're looking at all those different things. So we are going to end up going through all the systems. We just don't look at them in one systematic way. We'll kind of look how they're all integrated because our body isn't just a respiratory system, isn't just a heart. They all work together. And so that we go through all these different ways of how the systems work together. If you're not familiar with Project Lead the Way, it's a computer-based curriculum that we use, and it's very well supported. Luckily, they are supporting us really well virtually. As we go through the unit, if we are in person, we will be building up these clay mannequins We'll get really good at using gloves and doing really good social distancing. So we'll have to work on how to do all that and how to get through some of the labs. But we're going to do that so that you still get some hands-on experiences. And then if you are virtual, they have really given us some really nice 3D integrated different biodigital software and websites that we can use, so it's going to be really nicely done even virtually. So even though sometimes we're not going to get all hands-on if you're virtually, then you'll still get a really good experience. And I will tell you, if you have decided to go virtually, which is absolutely fine, I completely understand that, but you see a lab that is coming up that you really think that you would like to do and you would like to come in just for that lab, you're absolutely welcome to do that. And we will follow all the social distancing guidelines. We'll follow all the no touch guidelines. We're going to be using gloves and learn how to take gloves on and off properly so that we're not contaminating anything. But if you want to come in for just that one lab and just our class, you're absolutely welcome to do that. Of course, you have to work on your own transportation, but I will tell you a few days ahead of time before we do the lab so that you can know when to come in for that. Okay? So you'll have opportunities for that. But if you can't come in for the virtual ones, for the hands-on ones, absolutely. We have virtual ones that are set up. And again, like I said, Project Lead the Way has really been working with us and partnering to make sure that we get the full experience, even though we can't necessarily always have hands-on experience. So we're going to have a really good year with this, no matter what. I will say, I just want to put out a couple times out here. So I'll have some parent time Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m., 8:15 to 9 a.m. And then student tutorials will be from Monday through Friday from 3:40 through 4:30. And so those are tutorial times. Now, we will also have a synchronous time every day where it is not absolutely 100% required, but it is one of the ways that I will take attendance. If you don't do attendance that way, you'll have to make sure that you are answering one of the discussion questions. So I'll have a discussion question every day. It's like a warm-up that we do every day, same kind of thing that we've always done. So, but answering that discussion question in depth to the best of your ability will be your attendance for the day. So you have to make sure that you are answering those discussion questions or coming to the synchronous. Now, the way I've set it up is the synchronous will really be more of a question and answer time when you need to learn a little bit more about what's going on. So I have set my synchronous time up. It'll be at the end of our blocked time. So I can't remember exactly what period this class is, but whatever the end of the time is, then I think it's actually, this might be fifth period. I think it's fifth period. I'm not sure. If it is fifth period, so that is, say it's 9 o'clock to 10:30. So it'd be from 10 to 10:30. So that my expectation is that when you come into the synchronous time, that you will know what we're doing for the day. So you'll have read through all the information, you've looked at what we're going to do for the day, maybe you start working through some of the problems that you're doing, or some of the reading, or some of the different hands-on things that we need to do, some of the digital different things. And so when you're coming into the synchronous time, that'll be the time that you ask questions, clarify anything you don't understand. So for the lessons every day, I will have a little video about what we're doing, plus any type of written information that you're going to need and where you need to go in Project Lead the Way. I'll have that every single class so that you know what we're going to do, and that when you come into any synchronous type of a setting through Zoom, and I'll put out the Zoom links later, then you will know what you need to do. And then certainly if you need any extra time, I'll have those student tutorial times every day. And let's make sure I haven't missed anything. I will have the full procedures for my class and the syllabus on in Google Classroom, and I'll also be sending it out with this video. All right, can't wait to see you guys. And Thursday,